All right, we're back. So now you know what I was going to tell you, right? Juneteenth coming up, June 16th through the 19th right here in the city of Flint, and we need everybody. We're looking for church organizations. For the first time this year, we're going to encourage churches to come out to Max Brandon Park and have cookouts. You know, just set up booths and tables out there, and it could be like one-stop shopping for you that are looking to get your church house on. So we want that to happen. If you've got a place of worship that you'd like to get involved with it, please give me a call at 810-239-2901. We've got the parade, we've got activities in Riverbank Park, we've got Urban Family Dodgeball, and of course our Kool-Aid making contest. I know some of you are shaking your heads, but you know you like that Kool-Aid. Give me a call at 810-239-2901, or you can always drop me an email at paul@spectacleproductions.com. That's SPECTACLE, productions with a S.com. We're back with Mrs. Ella Greene. You're watching Meet the Candidates. She's running for one of 3 seats available on the Flint School Board. And we were talking before the break about how to, I guess, save some money. What would you tackle first? And I gave her a couple of choices between attendance, the dropout rate, and the closing of schools. And I want you to have your opportunity now to you've thought about it, and tell me what plan would it be?
And in all honesty, to think about it as being able to save some money, I don't know that we could equate those 3.
Okay.
Because when I answered the question earlier, I'm thinking about what's going to work best for the district, what's going to get us to a better place. And so my thought then, you know, trying to address the dropout rate, trying to address the attendance rate, because that really directly impacts the kids, and that's my platform. You know, what's going to benefit the kids most. But when you start talking about, and I didn't understand you to say to save money, it would definitely, you know, you would think it would be to close some schools,
right.
And we've done that, you know. And bottom line, we can't just close schools. There has to be something else, you know. And I know there have been probably a lot of good ideas on the table. And for me, though, the problem that I see with that whole process is that we're in the here and now. We've got some major issues that we have to deal with on the day-to-day.
Right.
You know, so my thought has always been, we're here now dealing with these issues because they were not dealt with earlier.
Right.
We're closing schools now, and like over the last few years, because we did not do that early on. And given the rate of, you know, our citizens moving away, we probably should have dealt with that years ago. We didn't, so we're having to deal with it now. But my thought would be to set a plan in motion that would, you know, give let's project that idea out 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and put ourselves in a position where we are being proactive in our thinking and what we do, and how we can actually make this a better system for everybody involved. It's not something that we can do right now, because if you talk to 5 different folk on the street, the one thing they would not want you to do is close the schools. Everybody has a pet school, you know, and I understand.
You tell them to come out of their pocket and pay the consumer bill for that pet school.
I understand that. So there has to be discussions, but there has to be also, I think there has to be some relationship building with folk in the community, so when you have to make tough decisions like that, they say, you know what, I really hate that they closed that school, but I understand. You know, so it's not just about making decisions and doing things, but it's about bringing the community along with those decisions and the whys of those decisions. And to me, that builds a collaborative where you've got support from community. So when things get really, really, really rough, the community actually could have your back if they understand why you have to do certain things.
Good answer.
Of course.
Good answer. What about attendance? I mean, we were hearing that we're losing our 9th graders in droves.
Right.
And is it something that the board can do to stop it, or does it have to start with the teachers and the schools? You know, I look at communities like Lakeville and Rankin and all these suburbs surrounding Flint. They've got state-of-the-art buildings. They've got state-of-the-art curriculums. The kids are getting laptops to walk around with. And then I look at Flint, and I think that we generate more taxes, more revenue than any of those small communities. And though our numbers are larger, I'm not seeing a balance here. I think there's a lot more that we could be doing with the resources we have. And with that said, do you agree?
I think there probably is, but in order for me to give you, and I really could not give you a direct answer on that, because I don't know everything that's in the budget. And I know that the budget has to cover a lot, and there are different pieces of the budget for different pieces of the system that we have in place. I do believe that oftentimes we have to think out of the box. I think when we're planning for what's going to happen in the district, I think we definitely need to look at what's going on in some of the other districts around us. You know, I think we have to think big. And sometimes if we have a system where we're not under the guidelines that we have to work by and through, if we're not able to, say, leverage funding for certain things, I think maybe we need to revisit those guidelines. Because for me, being able to leverage additional funding to do some of the things that you're talking about, to help us move in the direction that you're talking about going as far as state of the arts, you know, so that our kids are being educated in a way that they can compete with the children from these other counties that you're talking about. I don't think there's an easy answer for that, and I know there's no quick fix from where we are right now to move forward. But do I believe it's possible? Yeah, I believe it's possible. I think it's probably going to take a lot of creativity, a lot of thinking out of the box, and a lot of revisiting what we do now.
You know, I don't want to say that the current board is dysfunctional, not by any stretch. I know they all have good hearts, and they're trying to do the right things, but there are some serious problems on the school board right now. How are you going to, I guess, handle the divisiveness amongst the board members themselves?
I think one of the things I would definitely want to do is, and it happens every board meeting that I've attended, there's a reading of the purpose and the guidelines for the board and how the board is supposed to work together, and just help folk understand, that's one of the first points listed on that document of learning how to work together, learning how to appreciate each other, the respect and all of that. So I think it would have to be building relationships for those, and I don't know, personally, I don't know all of the board members, but I do know that when you're talking about a group, and that's a relatively small group when you're talking about a board, 9 members is small. I've worked with larger groups, and you have to learn how to hear different opinions, and you have to definitely be willing to disagree on certain issues, but to be willing to land in a place where it's not necessarily good just for the person making the decision, but what's good for the school district. So it would be being able to give, being able to take, being able to change, be willing to change your ideas about certain things, being able to grow, But I think building relationships goes a long way as far as making decisions, tough decisions.
Okay. So now it's 4 years later. I guess this is a 4-year seat.
Yes.
Do you think that this is something you're going to stick with? You're going to go for another term after? Because I'm assuming you're going to get elected.
I don't like making assumptions, but that's an assumption that I could live with.
You can take that one,
yes.
Huh?
Would I stay around?
Yeah.
I probably would. I would. I would consider this election process is not easy,
Right.
and it shouldn't be. I think if it were too easy, it wouldn't serve its purpose. But it does take a lot of work. I would consider staying around if I thought I was effective.
Okay.
If I thought the board could be better served by me not staying on or trying for another 4 years, knowing me, I don't think I'd do it.
Okay. Listen, I'm going to give you 60 seconds or so to look right into the camera and just encourage the people out there to vote for you. Why should they vote for you?
I would encourage you to cast your vote for Ella Greene-Moton on May 3rd because I am a person who really cares about the city of Flint and about the children. I want to be able to provide the best opportunities for our children here in the city of Flint, preparing them for their futures and not necessarily for what's going to happen to them in regards to the kids sitting next to them in the classroom, but in regards to a global idea of them having to compete with kids from all over the world. So the bottom line is, how do we best serve our children? How do we create a system that's going to move our children in the direction that they need to move? And doing that, it means that we will have done all the other things prior to getting to the classroom, so that the board's doing what it's supposed to do, the superintendent is doing what he or she is supposed to do, the administration is doing what they're supposed to do, and the teachers are doing what they're supposed to do. If we're all doing our jobs, then our children will be taken care of.
Wonderful. Good job. Listen, I'm going to take this opportunity to thank Ronald Brown and the staff at Flint Odyssey House for allowing us to set up studios in their Recovery Cafe. If you're not aware, we do some programming here at Flint Odyssey House known as Verbal Libations, where we have poets and spoken word artists perform the fourth Tuesday of every month, and I would encourage you to come on down at 6:30 on the fourth Tuesday and join us here. With that said, I want to lastly say that I am declaring May 3rd Movie Day, okay? And I'm declaring it Movie Day because you can call 3 friends and invite them to the movies, all right? But before you get to that theater, you're going to stop by the polls.
That's right.
And you're going to vote, okay? Let's get sneaky about it. Thanks for watching.
Are you interested in helping your community? Are you concerned about the homeless, literacy, or other community needs? Would you consider mentoring a young person, helping an older adult, or planting a garden? Then you're a perfect candidate to volunteer here. It's a webpage designed to match your time, talent, and interests with a variety of volunteer opportunities right here in your community. Just visit www.volhere.org and enjoy a rewarding time doing what you do best. A service of the Resource Center.
Hi, my name's Paul Herring Jr., and my dad said he'd pay me $25 for every person I got to come down and join the village, whatever that means. So I figured I'd just come on TV, smile real nice, and ask you guys to come down and join the village. So if 1,000 of you guys come down and tell my dad you saw this commercial, I'll be set. Then again, we might as well make that 6,000, because my friends want in too.
Juneteenth, African American Independence Day, a time to reflect and rejoice.
June 16th through the 19th in downtown Flint, from noon to 9:30 every day.
Vending opportunities.
Oh yeah, there's still time to sign up. Contact us at 810-239-2901. That's 810-239-2901.
Juneteenth, African American Independence Day. Join the village. Did I say 25 cents?
Oh man, how you gonna play me like that?